let's get right to the video. Hey guys, and welcome to Tea Time with me, Sylvia Eve. I know that was so lame, but I'm gonna make it a very interesting tea time today. So, on today's Tea Time with Me video, I will be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to write a story, even though I'm not the best for giving tips and tricks. I don't have millions of reads or whatever, but I'm gonna try. If only I had millions of reads. Which, by the way, I would totally be mind blown if I did, but even with the amount of total reads I have now, I'm still mind blown that I'm ever this popular or big. But anyways, let's get to the first tip here. Oh, that's so good, iced tea. I just smudged my lipstick. First tip I can give you guys is make sure when you have a thought about a story that it sticks with you for a while. If you just go off of one idea for a story and then you start working on it and then you don't like it, then you know that thought's not for you. You have to really honestly love the story. You have set in your mind the thought, the characters, everything. If you don't have the thought of the story even stuck in your head, then what's the point of writing a story with a thought that you're only going to have for like a day or two, and then you're like, oh, I'm so over it. Tip number 2, and this is always one I always follow through, always whenever I'm writing, is plan your story. Plan everything out from your plot to your all your characters, to love interests, if you're going to have any, obviously, to the titles, to the backgrounds, even plan out individual chapters. I am literally so bad for never giving a rough estimate or giving an exact number of this is how many chapters my story is going to have, this is what it is, this is when it's going to end. No. Because whenever I start writing my plot, my plan, everything for my story, sometimes things change in that plan, and that leads me to tip number 3 is never set anything in stone. I always write either on my laptop, on a Google document, or a Microsoft Word document, or I actually write in my physical notebook of ideas I have for a story, and if I don't like an idea or a certain thing of my plot anymore, I make sure I go back and I change it so it makes sense as the story's going on. Man, I forgot to drink my tea the past 2 tips. That one's for 2. And that one's for 3. Moving on, we're on tip number 4. Before I forget again. There we go. Woo! Tip number 4 I can give, honestly, to authors is make sure you're writing in the genre you like. So if you're like me and you really, really love fantasy, write a fantasy story. If you're really into romance stories, write a romance. Action, go for it. I always write, for my stories, I do a main genre. So fantasy usually, most of the time, or adventure. I'm pretty good with those. But I also mix it with another genre. So sometimes I'll do a fantasy adventure, a fantasy romance, or action and comedy. I haven't done action and comedy because I don't think I'm funny, which some people disagree with. But anyways, but that is my 4th tip, is pick a genre you like to write in. My final tip I can give to authors, and if you're even a new author and starting to write in the community, my final tip, my tip number 5, and I gotta do the drinks because that's all part of the tea time. I love tea. I literally do, especially nest tea. I think I got a problem, guys. Okay, back to the tip. Tip number 5 is, there we go. Now you can see the 5. Is never be afraid to ask for help. All of us authors, we have all been in your shoes. We have all been scared to write our first story. We don't know exactly how to code a certain thing, or even just to plan out really excellent characters, or even how to move overlays or tap on overlays that some other authors know. Never be afraid to ask for help. Most authors will help you. I'm not saying all authors will help you because I can't speak for everybody. I know if you definitely ask me, I will definitely help you. I will not help you write your story though. That is all on you because I don't know your story. I don't know your characters as well as you do. So that is also my bonus tip. Woo! Is honestly though, if you have a question about your story or how to even do something for your story or even about the portal, all of us authors have been there and most of us are willing to help. I know if you always write me, I'm willing to help, and definitely I'm always up for helping people with certain coding for their story or even figuring it out. We've all been there, so never be afraid to ask for help. All of us are, I can't say all, I gotta stop saying all. Most of us are going to be willing to help you back because we wouldn't be where we are without all of you. So literally, thank you guys again so much for supporting all of us authors who are trying our best to create stories that you guys literally enjoy so much. And we are literally so happy that you love it. It is something we love to do. And I'm glad that, well, I'm personally glad that I found an outlet that I can really honestly be creative on and that I honestly enjoy writing for you guys. So that is my last tip with the bonus tip in there. So if you guys have any tips of your own, feel free to comment them below. Like this video if you enjoyed it. I don't know why there was another heart there. But honestly though, these are just some of my tips. I can't say all these tips follow everybody. Everybody writes their own way. Everybody has their own plan. Everybody has their own tips. So these are just my own tips, my own personal ones that I use pretty well when I'm planning a story, or even just writing a new character, for example, for stories I have out. I always plan, but that's just my tips. So I hope you guys enjoy them, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for joining me with my tea time. Woo! I'll see you guys later. Mwah.